Big changes ahead, but which attractions will you be able to pay to experience at Walt Disney World? Find out today here on Walt Disney World Adults Only. Welcome Your Highnesses, I'm Dan and you're watching Walt Disney World Adults Only. So, big changes coming to Walt Disney World. You may have already heard this, but coming this fall we have Genie, Genie Plus, Lightning Lanes, paid individual attractions and some improvements to DAS as well. But what does it all mean? Well, there is a lot of information, a lot of misinformation and quite a lot of confusion out there too. So I'm going to be joined by Jackie and Carol and we are going to unpick it all for you. We are going to tell you everything that is known and confirmed in our video here today. And hot off of the press, we are going to be revealing the individual attractions that you're going to be able to purchase as well. So before we get started, please click subscribe and then tell me in the comments down below, are your initial thoughts about these changes positive, negative or indifferent? Please tell me why. So to start us off, let's go across to Jackie who will tell us all about Disney Genie.
Thanks Dan, we have some new and exciting changes coming to the My Disney Experience app. This new section called Disney Genie is a free planning tool to help you plan your best days ever at Walt Disney World, and it's expected to roll out sometime this fall. You'll have the ability to pick your favorite shows, rides, and other attractions, or you can even just say, I want to do thrill rides today. From this information, Genie will map out your day. It will also automatically update your itinerary depending on wait times and other factors. It's supposed to help you better go more with the flow of the parks instead of racing from one FastPass to another on opposite ends of the park. Genie will also take into account any current dining reservations you have. If you don't have any dining reservations, you can see what's available, make that reservation, or see if there's a walk-up wait list and that wait time for that restaurant. They also have mobile check-in, but I think this is already a thing since COVID. Mobile ordering is still a feature that can be utilized within the My Disney Experience app and Disney Genie app. Genie will also recommend any quick service locations that are nearby where you are currently at. Disney Genie will feature a personalized digital tip board similar to those in the parks. It'll feature show times, attraction wait times, attraction availability, and dining availability all in one glance. Disney Genie will also include a virtual digital assistant if you have any questions throughout the day. So Dan, that's Disney Genie. Can you tell us about Genie Plus, Lightning Lanes, and individual attractions available for purchase?
I certainly can, Jackie. I'm going to keep this nice and simple. Genie Plus is basically FastPass Plus with a few differences. With FastPass Plus, every guest got free FastPasses every day. Genie Plus is only available if you choose to pay for it. So with FastPass being retired, basically you can only use what will be called the Lightning Lanes if you choose to pay for them. On that point, Lightning Lane equals FastPass queue. A Lightning Lane is a physical queue, which is what used to be the FastPass line. So there will be the standard queue and there will be the Lightning Lane, which is for people that have paid for it and people that are using the DAS pass, which Carol will tell you about a little bit later. On some attractions like Star Wars Rise of the Resistance and Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, there will also be a virtual queue option as well. So Lightning Lane is just the FastPass queue, which has been rebranded. So how do you get to use a Lightning Lane, I hear you ask? So it is $15 per day to use Genie Plus, and that can be purchased day by day on the day or in advance for your whole trip. Annual pass holders, however, can only purchase it on the day. Now, Genie Plus is potentially unlimited fast pass. You book them one at a time, and from 7 AM on the day, guests are able to make their first selection. You purchase it through My Disney Experience, and Genie Plus will show you the next available time for each attraction. It doesn't matter if you're staying on site, off site, if you're an annual pass holder, everybody gets to make their first selection from 7 AM. And you make that selection using My Disney Experience as well. Just like the retired fast pass, when you make your selection, you are given a time window to go to the attraction. You go to the attraction during that window and you will use the lightning lane to skip most of the standard queue. So this isn't really any different to what we're used to doing with FastPass. The big difference of course though is you're now paying $15 per day to use that lightning lane. Once you've used your selection, you can then make another and then another and another, and it goes on. But, and this is the big but, not all attractions at Walt Disney World are included in Genie Plus. Some great attractions are included with Genie Plus, and these include Haunted Mansion, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, the Na'vi River Journey, the Hollywood Tower of Terror, Rock and Roller Coaster featuring Aerosmith, Soaring Around the World, Test Track, Alien Swirling Saucers, Pirates of the Caribbean, Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin, Dinosaur, the Jungle Cruise, the Kali River Rapids, Kilimanjaro Safaris, Living with the Land, Spaceship Earth, Mission Space, Star Tours, Splash Mountain, Tomorrowland Speedway, Toy Story Mania, Slinky Dog Dash, and Under the Sea, Journey of the Little Mermaid. We will post this full list in our Facebook group for you, and I'll link our Facebook group in the description down below. So in summary, it is $15 a day to use Genie Plus and get access to these 40 plus attractions, but the high demand and newer attractions are not included with this service. I said earlier that it's potentially unlimited fast passes, so let's talk about that potentially now. Now, this Genie Plus service appears to be very similar to the Max Pass that was at Disneyland. Now with Max Pass, guests were entitled to have one Max Pass every 90 minutes. No confirmation has been given as to whether there will be any kind of restriction or limit on Genie Plus, but we will update you as soon as we know. Now, one of the great things about Genie Plus is that you can make your selections in any of the parks. This makes it much more flexible than the retired FastPass option. Now, there are a lot of people complaining that they're going to have to pay more, but that simply isn't the case at all. So the standard lines and where there are virtual queues, these remain completely free to all guests. But yes, if you want to skip the line, then you'll need to pay. Lastly, about Genie Plus, this also includes some special augmented reality lens photos and audio experiences too. So you can listen to Imagineers revealing Disney fun facts and history when you're in particular places in the parks. So what about the high demand and newer attractions, I hear you ask, that are not included in the Genie Plus 40 Plus? Well, for these attractions, there is another service coming where you can purchase up to 2 Lightning Lane admissions per day for the high demand attractions. Yes, only 2 per day per person, but these will give you access to the really great attractions. You do not need to have purchased Genie Plus to pay for these 2 individual attractions. And the pricing for these is variable, dependent upon the park, the attraction and the day. We now have the list of individual attractions available for purchase, so buckle up. Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, Space Mountain, Avatar Flight of Passage, Expedition Everest, Frozen Ever After, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, and Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. I think it would be a fair guess to say that all new attractions coming will be added to this list. So when can I purchase these? I now hear you asking. Well, on-site guests at select Walt Disney World resorts will be able to purchase them at 7 AM on the day. For everybody else, they'll be able to buy them as soon as they enter the theme park from opening time, so there is a clear benefit here for staying on site. The select Walt Disney World resorts has been confirmed as the deluxe, the moderate and the value resorts, as well as the DVC resorts as well. The Swan and Dolphin will be included too, and unfortunately, the Good Neighbour hotels are not included. So in summary, individual attractions for purchase. You don't need to have Genie Plus, you can purchase a maximum of 2 per day, and the pricing is variable. How's that? Is it any clearer? If you have any questions, please ask them in the comments down below. This is all very exciting and I cannot wait to use these services. But there are also some changes coming to the Disability Access Service as well, also known as DAS. Isn't that right, Carol?
Yes, that's correct, Dan. So let me start out by saying that if you want to use the DAS system the way you've been using it, You can still go to guest services on the day of, get your DAS application in with a cast member. What they've done is augmented it. They've added a couple of extra features that you can take advantage of, or you don't have to. So the first change is that you can actually apply for that DAS credibility ahead of time, up to 30 days. So if you're worried that you might not qualify, you can do it 30 days ahead and find out. If that will affect your decision to go on the trip, you know ahead of time. Again, they're not going to ask anything different in the virtual conference than they would in the one-on-one at guest services. Now, they have included a more strongly worded disclaimer about those people who do not qualify. If Disney determines that any of the statements a guest made in the process of obtaining DAS are not true, the guest will be permanently barred from entering Walt Disney World Resort and Disneyland Resort, and any previously purchased annual passes, Magic Key passes, tickets, and other park products and services will be forfeited and not refunded. So this is a more strongly worded piece. It's always been that way, but now they're putting it right on the website with questions about the DAS pass. This piece is added for people who've been scamming the system. So don't panic if you legitimately qualify, whether you register ahead in a virtual conference or the day of at guest services, you'll be fine. The second piece added is that if you do pre-register, you may book 2 advance DAS passes 2 days ahead of your trip. You cannot book 2 on the day that you are visiting a park, but if you book ahead, you may do so. Now, the caveats here is that you're given a 1-hour window to return, and those available times may be spread out during the day. So this may not be the best use of your DAS passes. For example, if they give you a return window of 10 and the second DAS pass at 3, you can't book another DAS pass in between those 2 times. If you do take advantage of the advanced DAS passes, you want to book them as close together as early in the day. Now, the website is a little confusing here that it looks like you can't book any other passes later on. I called Disney and this is not true. What it means is you go back to the old format of booking 1 DAS pass at a time, and you have to use it before you can use a subsequent DAS pass. Now, how do DAS passes and virtual queues coexist? You can have both. So if you qualified for Rise of Resistance in the virtual queue, you still can have an active DAS pass. The virtual queue really is sort of like a DAS pass because there is no wait in that line when you get that return time. Will you be able to use a DAS pass for those lightning lane rides that you pay extra on? The jury's still out on that. They haven't given us a definitive answer. Now, the third piece that they've added is that you no longer have to walk from one end of the park to the other to register for your DAS pass for a certain attraction. There are 3 ways you can do it. You can still go to the attraction and register with a cast member there. You'll also be able to do it on My Disney Experience when that is added. It's not added yet. They're saying sometimes in the fall. And you can also go to the guest services kiosk, the little blue umbrellas, and a cast member can do that for you there. So that's really a great new benefit. So Dan, those are the current changes that we know of. If we hear anything else, we'll be sure to let everyone know.
Thank you, Carol, and thank you also to Jackie. Some really, really useful information today. So finally, 3 videos that may interest you. We have done 2 live stream shows talking about these changes where we give our opinions and look at what the benefits might be in using these new services. We also took questions live, so if you've got some questions about these services, we may have already answered them in those live stream shows. I'll link them both in the comments down below. And one other one that might be of interest to you is our video on the longest wait times at Walt Disney World. This one may help you with your planning if you understand what the longest waits are. I'll link that one down below for you as well. So is it all clear now? Do you understand what's going on? Do you understand the changes? Do you have any questions? Are you happy? Tell us your reaction to all of this in the comments down below. We'd love to hear from you.
Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up.
If you like our channel and you haven't done already, please click subscribe and hit that bell as well so you know when our videos come out.
If you're not a member of our adult-only Facebook group, please join us there. We have adult-only discussions on this topic and many others.
The link is in the description below.
And as always, remember, never grow up.